My 22M girlfriend 20F told me that she's attracted to my brother 26M. Please consider subscribing if you enjoy the video. So my girlfriend and I have been together for almost 2 years now, and she's the only girl I've ever dated and I love her so much. But she can be really insensitive sometimes and I'm starting to think I might not be able to get over this one. So here's what happened. So we were laying in bed talking about fantasies and stuff, and she started telling me about how she's always had this fantasy of being dominated by like a really muscular tall guy. At first I didn't care, I was laughing about it and saying, well sorry, I can't help you with that unless you're willing to give me a few years to hit the gym and see if I can pull it off. It didn't matter to me, because it was just a fantasy and it's not like I don't have any fantasies. But she says, well you can never be that. I'm talking about someone like your brother. My brother is like 6'5", former defensive lineman. When she said that, I told her, excuse me, what's that supposed to mean? She said, oh no, I meant it like body type wise. That's the body type that I'm attracted to. So I told her, you're saying you're more attracted to my brother than you are to me? She said, well yeah, but just physical attraction. You can't get mad at me for having a type. Obviously I was livid when I heard that, but I didn't want to seem petty, so I ended that conversation. Keep in mind that I'm not short, I'm 6'1", and I'm definitely not muscular, but I'm not too skinny either. So now my best friend thinks it's disrespectful and that I should break it up with her. To be honest, my self-esteem has taken a big hit, but is this really a good enough reason to break up with someone? Should I bring it up with her again and tell her how offended I am, or just let it go? Imagine if you have told her you're attracted to her friends with bigger breasts and ass, or that she's not as attractive like your other friends, and then also tell her she'll never be like that. She would be pissed as all hell and would give you it, and rightfully so, because that's fricked up. It's truly something how she'll tell you easily how she's attracted to someone else physically than you, her own boyfriend. It's also more hurtful how she said you can never be that and uses your brother as an example of what she's attracted to. It's demeaning. Even though it might sound like an honest comment from her, it's still insensitive of her to say. There are things that people should just know not to say to others or say out loud. If you love her and want to keep this relationship going, you have to sit her down and have an honest conversation about this. Tell her that her insensitive comments, while sounding like harmless comments from her, actually hurt you and make you feel uncomfortable. Tell her that if you were to make comments about her, whether they be about her weight, looks, clothes, body, etc., she for sure would feel uncomfortable and would not like that at all. Just let her know this. Maybe she might understand if you show her that her comments can come off as hurtful and that sometimes she just needs to keep her words and comments to herself. If after she still doesn't understand, then maybe you have to rethink your relationship with her. Think about it. Will you really let your self-esteem and confidence hit rock bottom because of your girlfriend? No one deserves to be told that they'll never be what others are. Find someone who respects you first and foremost and loves you for your traits that you possess now as well as your flaws. Someone who can help you grow and develop as a person with a good character and heart. Sorry if this is long, just had a lot to say. If you love her and want to keep this relationship going, you have to sit her down and have an honest conversation about this. Tell her that her insensitive comments, while sounding like harmless comments from her, actually hurt you and make you feel uncomfortable. If after she still doesn't understand, then maybe you have to rethink your relationship with her. Think about it. Will you really let your self-esteem and confidence hit rock bottom because of your girlfriend? Thanks for the advice. I'll try this approach. Gonna tag onto this. People use different definitions for words due to preconceptions or having thought things out. What does she mean by attracted to? Does she actively imagine anything? Or does she mean she acknowledges that her subconscious brain processes give her a little hormonal kick when it sees said body type? Then it becomes a question of her character, impulsivity, etc., on her likeliness to act on that impulse or imaginings. Although your brother was the example of the body type, he just could have been the first person she thought of that you both are familiar enough with for her to quickly give an example. People are complex, including you. You had a reaction because she said your brother. Admittedly, that can be very weird and I get it. But if you take away the lineage, would that answer bother you as much? If not, why the difference? Just go at it honestly, and recognize your perspectives in the discussion. Some sibling rivalry stuff on your part may be at play. Something else to consider. Does she have siblings and what kind of relationship does she have with them? She may be oblivious to the impact of using a sibling as an example. I can't offer a solid direction to offer other than this digging to find out the best way to resolve it. She may have just been being honest, with no adverse motives, and sharing a stupid harmless fantasy. If that is the case, handling this badly could ruin what sounds great otherwise. If it's something she actually longs for, that's a serious flag. Wishing you the best outcome. This is the equivalent of you telling her you wish she looked more like your favorite peen stars. It ruins women's self-esteem, in the same way she ruined yours. This isn't something you need to forgive if you find it intolerable to think about. I'd say give it time for you to think it over, but don't be harsh on yourself if you can't move past it. Everyone has their limits. It's even worse than that. You can say you're into whatever actor/model, celeb, peen star you like, because you're never going to meet them, let alone form a relationship with them. But you absolutely cannot tell your partner that you're into anyone you know, see. Certainly not their brother. Not only has he now got to worry that she's not attracted to him, there's the added concern that she's trying to get with his brother. You're so right. It's one of those things. If you find yourself thinking it, you keep it to yourself. That's just human decency. There was a post on Am I the A-hole a while ago where the husband couldn't understand why his wife was mad at him for saying, during a family game night via Zoom, that he'd like his free pass to be her sister. Like legit could not fathom why it was wrong of him to say. Some people are just not very thoughtful.